with you guys having watched many of these players for perhaps the past full year or more, what benefit do you glean from being able to watch them live in these couple days over maybe some of the video and reports you've read?
Yeah, I think our scouting staff is really so extensive. Jack Dodd does such a great job that we have a really good head start on the players that we're looking at here and have good ideas about them. But it always helps to get here and see them live, and it's really the best way to see kind of their spatial understanding and their movement on the field, and really stuff off the ball. You get a good idea of kind of how they're thinking, things that you can't see on video. So it's good to get down here and be able to watch them live.
Now, my heart goes out to them because they've only played with each other maybe for just a couple of hours or less. But you guys are able to rate each player and judge each player off their personal ability instead of maybe what they do as a team, when the teams could be so drastically different. How do you do this? What qualities do you look at in order to accomplish this?
Well, a lot of the work goes back to the first question. A lot of the work's done before we get here. And with our scouting department giving us lots of leads and things to look at coming into here, we have a decent idea. And then, as I said, you're really watching kind of their movement. So for instance, one team was pretty poor today, but you're never going to hold it against the players. You're watching how players move within it. You're watching how they defend off each other. You're watching how they attack and move off each other and get into good spaces. And then finally, the last piece is the technical things to see how they actually execute once they're on the ball. But the important thing really is trying to get a grasp of the players' understanding, and that gives you a much better idea as to how they're going to fit in. You have teams here or players here that do well on teams that do really well, but at the end of the day, they get into a professional environment and the jump's too big for them. So you have to be able to try your best to ascertain who can make the jump and who can't.
And finally, we've been treated in Toronto to seeing the same group of core players return year after year. This must change your job and what you guys look to as you prepare more for depth than maybe an immediate impact player.
I think without a doubt, and that also goes back to the academy and how well the academy has come along, and what a good job the academy staff is doing with our young players, because we have a lot of options, we think, coming out of the academy. So the draft, again, you're looking for, like you said, sometimes depth. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, we might be able to get a bump here, get a bump there. But really, we're looking at players, and it goes back to the earlier question, too. We're trying to determine if a player can't make an impact today, can they make an impact in a year? With a year of development, can they really be an addition to the first team within a certain period of time? So for us, it's very much about one eye on the immediate and another eye certainly on what we can do in a year and a half, 6 months, and it's really about kind of judging their development potential.
Robin, I know you have a lot of work ahead of you, so I'll let you go back to it. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thanks, Clay.